Welcome to 69 South, where we cuss and discuss true crime, current events, and hot topics, along with our state of society today. This is your trigger warning. Our podcast content is produced for viewers and listeners 18 years of age or older. We discuss topics that may be triggering to some listeners, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. Welcome back, everybody, to 69 South, the podcast where we rip into the wild, weird, and straight-up dark stories from our corner of the world. I'm your host, Chop, and with me always is my beautiful co-host, Julie.
Hello. I'm right here for you today. So, we are tackling a beast of a story, one that will leave you shaking your head and checking your locks.
That's right. We're diving into Dustin L. Brown, a volunteer firefighter, youth baseball coach through the fire department, even a reserve deputy for a hot minute in Paragon, Indiana. Guy sounds like a pillar of the community, right? Well, buckle up, because this ride goes straight to hell.
5 criminal cases from 2017 to 2024. Sexual battery, child exploitation, the works. We've got court filings, 2 probable cause affidavits straight from the source, sentencing documents that will make your blood boil, and a saga of leniency that's unreal. This is the full, unfiltered truth.
So grab a drink, something to eat, settle in. We're not cutting any corners on this one. It's going to be long, it's going to be raw, and it's all coming your way. Let's roll.
Let's take it back to March 17th, 2015 in Paragon, Indiana, a small town where trust runs deep. Dustin Brown is 35. He's living at some home in Paragon, Indiana. He's a volunteer firefighter. He's coaching kids in the youth baseball program through the fire department. Maybe still a reserve deputy at this point. We don't really know. He's got a family, wife, kids, and the whole setup. But that night, he crosses the line that changes everything.
We got the probable cause affidavit for case 55-DO1-1703 filed March 22nd, 2017 from Detective Still, Indiana State Police. The victim, let's call her Victim F, is Dustin's family member, 16 at the time, 17 when she talks. She's a high school senior, 3.8 GPA, a track star who ran 8 miles a day, finished 11th in the state, broke school records, and landed a full ride scholarship. A kid with faith, brains, and plenty of grit.
Now, Victim F is a standout, but listen to this from the affidavit. On February 2nd, 2017, she's at Susie's place in Bloomington, Indiana, telling the counselor what went down. It's recorded and it's brutal. That night, Dustin walks into her bedroom with porn playing on his phone. Quote, 2 people in bed having sex, a female performing oral sex on a male while he had a hold of the female by the hair. There was hair pulling and ropes were involved. It was a black and red website. Porn something, she said.
He sits on her bed and says, "Pull your pants down," and then drops this line on her. Okay, we're not really related. Victim F, with her belief that things happen for a reason, goes along with it. Here's the affidavit again. She goes on then to say that Dustin violated her sexually with his fingers. She was not okay with that. She jumped when he touched her, and she said it hurt really bad. Then he also asked her to touch him in his private areas, and she said no.
It stops when another family member married to Victim F's adopted brother knocks on the door. Dustin tells Victim F she couldn't tell anyone because it would ruin his career as a volunteer firefighter and he would lose his kids. Victim F tells the family member nothing. When she asks, rolls over and tries to go to sleep, but she's torn up and says it's made her feel dirty and she feels guilty and she wants to go stay with her aunt instead of going home.
Victim F pins it to 3 days after her 16th birthday. She's wearing a camo t-shirt and he's in basketball shorts and Hanes socks. You know, details stick with you when it's something like traumatic like that. January 31st, 2017, DCS gets involved, and by March 23rd, Dustin's arrested. Sexual battery, level 6 felony, max 2.5 years, $10,000 fine.
But here's the kicker. On November 19th, 2018, he takes a plea deal. The affidavits got this nightmare laid out in it, and he gets 912 days, of which 910 of those days are suspended. So he only served 1 day in jail, and he gets 912 days on probation. That is beyond lenient. That is a free pass.
Right. He's a sex offender now, supposed to register with the state. Name, address, all of it. But we're going to see how he botches that later. For now, he's back out, no real consequences, and that's just the start.
Now we move on to April 21st, 2017. Dustin's out on bond from Case 1, and Case 2 slams in. This is cause number 55C01-1704-FA-000836. Now, this case has 12 counts. A Class A felony child molesting, a Level 3 rape, 4 counts of sexual misconduct with a minor, and those are Level 5 felonies. And then he has Level 6 felonies for sexual misconduct with a minor. And he also has an old Class C child molesting for a victim under 14. Now, this is a predator unleashed.
A Class A felony, that's 20 to 50 years. Rape, that's 3 to 16. If you was to stack all them 12 charges consecutively, he's looking at over 100 years. But get this, his bond is $2,000 cash and $3,000 surety, which that means he'll take $2,000 cash to the jail and pay 10% of the $3,000 surety to a bondsman. Then he's walking free while this looms.
Now let's break down the plea deal, because we've got the documents filed on October 10th, 2018 in Morgan County Circuit Court. The state drops the big charges. Class A child molesting, rape, all of it, for 2 counts of sexual battery, which, since the dates predated 2014, they are Class D felonies, which are Level 6 post-2014. Now, here's what the plea says. Count 10, sexual battery, he's fined $1. Court cost and a $50 child abuse fee, and sentenced to 3 years on home detention through community corrections. Count 12, sexual battery, same fine, but 3 years in Morgan County Jail, all suspended to probation.
And the terms of his probation, no contact order for the victims during his sentence. Counts 1 through 9 and 11 are dismissed. Counts 10 and 12 run consecutive to each other, and then consecutive to each other and to Case 1, 55D01 F6593. It's signed by Deputy Prosecuting Attorney and Dustin's attorney, October 10th, 2018.
Sentencing happens November 9th, 2018. We've got the judgment order from Judge Hanson. It confirms that count 10 is 1,080 days home detention with 30 days credit plus 30 good time credit, followed by 1,080 days probation. Count 12 is 1,080 days in Morgan County Jail, all suspended to probation. Fines and court costs total $185 plus another $1 fine, $50 child abuse fee, and $134.50 in court costs paid out of the bond to the remainder of his attorney, or the remainder goes to his attorney.
What's up with these $1 fines, man? I got a public intoxication one time. I think they fined me like $150.
But you can walk around as a kid diddler and only get fined $1.
$1.
I think these fines can go up to like $10,000 on the Level 6 felonies, and the monetary fine can go up higher the higher the charge. Why is he only getting fined the bare minimum? They could take these fines like for child exploitation or victims of that, they could be charging these sex offenders these larger fines. I mean, and at least it can go in a victim's assistance fund or something like that. I mean, fine them more than $1.
I mean, they should. The reason that they have fines from $1 to $10,000 is because these charges could range from doing something. I'm not going to say it's minimal, but the difference in driving after a lifetime suspension in Indiana is the same thing as that's a Class C felony too. And then these child molestation charges are Class C felonies. That's why they have the variations in fines, because the dude who ain't got no license, he's driving to work, his fine should be $1. This dude that's raping kids, his fine should be $10,000.
Exactly.
In my mind.
Exactly.
And here's his probation order. They say it's strict, but standard conditions: don't get any new crimes, report to probation, can't do no drugs, no weapons, special conditions for sex offenders, no contact with victims, no living near schools or parks, no internet access, no contact with kids under 16, substance abuse evaluation, the works. He's supposed to live at a certain address during his probation too.
Now let that sink in. Case 2 starts with a potential life sentence, 50 years just for the Class A, and they whittle it down to an ankle monitor time and more probation, no prison. Those drop charges could have buried him, but the system hands him another soft landing.
I wonder if this was one of them cases where the prosecutor in the courts was trying to save the victims from having to testify. I know we've seen that in a few cases that we've looked at,
But that much leniency?
I know, it's mind-blowing. By now, his firefighter days, coaching gig, the reserve deputy stint, they're all history. He's a registered sex offender after Case 1's conviction in 18. No legally way he's near kids anymore, but he's still in the community untouchable.
Now let's jump into case number 3. This is February 14th of 2018. This is a child molesting Class C felony, a max of 8 years. He's on bond from cases 1 and 2, and now this hits. This guy is a walking red flag.
Bond's $600 cash and $3,000 surety, same as before. Then he's out again. November 20th, 2018, right after cases 1 and 2 wrap, the state dismisses it. No conviction, no time, poof, disappears.
Plea package 101. They fold case 3 into the others, let it slide to keep the deal sweet. 8 years off the table, just like that. More leniency for a guy who is proving that he does not deserve it.
It sounds like his sentences are getting better as he commits more crimes.
No shit. It's like they're playing hot potato with him.
Pass him around. No one wants to hold on. He's supposed to be a registered sex offender now, but that's a rule he's going to break.
Now, on to July 27th, 2021, case 4. And this is out of Hendricks County as failure to register as a sex offender, a level 6 felony. The max sentence for this is 2.5 years. Now, after case 1, he's legally bound to register and tell the state where he's at, who he is. But Dustin, he's like, nah, I'm good.
This is his first big post-conviction fumble. He's been a sex offender since 2018, and he's already ignoring the rules. August 25th, 2022, he pleads guilty. 180 days, all credited, time served, plus $6,056 restitution to 3 people. No idea what that's about, but he's shelling it out.
July 2021 is also when a probation revocation petition drops for cases 1 and 2. He's not just skipping registration, he's tanking everything. The August 22 case 1 nails him with 300 days in county jail. September, case 2 hits 889 days in the Department of Corrections consecutive. That's 1,189 days locked up, running late 2022 to around February 2025, in which he's still in jail right now.
Finally, dude's doing some time in jail for this shit. But that registration dodge, it's a neon sign he's not reforming. He's just bidding time for the next move.
Now we move on to March 25th, 2024, case 5. And this is out of Morgan County. Dustin is 44 at this time, and he's living in Martinsville. He's out of prison, maybe on parole, and he's back in the game. We have Detective Moscato's affidavit from Bloomington PD, and it's a horror show.
February 20th, 2024, NCMEC flags a Google account uploading a video. 2 boys, 12 and 14, sexual acts in a hotel room. Google links it to Dustin at that address. Snapchat's got selfies, him naked and chats with a 14 and 15-year-olds. He's begging for dick pics, offering to stream himself showering. One kid says, "I'll come on you."
Oh, disgusting. So March 18th, cops raid the house. Dustin, he's read his Miranda warnings, and he confesses. He's sending and receiving child porn, knows the kids are 12 to 16. He uses his phone and tablet, stuff he's banned from as a sex offender. They find a video on his device, and he's back in Morgan County Jail.
5 charges: child exploitation, level 4, 12 years max; possession of child pornography, level 5, 6 years; child solicitation, a level 5, 6 years; sex offender internet offense, level 6, 2.5 years; dissemination of matter harmful to minors, another level 6, 2.5 years. Now, the total for all these charges together could be 29 years in jail and $50,000 in fines, which will be $1.
He's been in, since over 370 days by March 30th, 2025, so yesterday. The plea hearing is on May 2nd, 2025, with the pre-sentence investigation ordered. It says bond is $20,000 or $1,200 cash, but I don't think he's getting out. He's been tagged as a repeat sexual offender and all that. He's sitting in there until he gets this plea deal.
I have to say that is one hell of a jump from victim F's bedroom to a digital dragnet. The leniency's over from the court, I would think by now. He's in too deep.
So let's pull it all together. Dustin starts as a Paragon fixture, volunteer firefighter, coaching Little League, reserve deputy for a hot minute. He's trusted, he's connected, he's close with kids. Then in 2015, he's in victim F's room, pouring on, assaulting her, using his firefighter gig to keep her quiet.
Case 1 affidavit lays it bare: pain, coercion, guilt, and he walks away with 1 day served. That's leniency on steroids, in my opinion. Case 2, they drop a Class A felony child molestation, 50 years possible for 2 level 6s. No jail, home detention, and probation with strict rules he clearly didn't follow. Case 3 vanishes. He's a sex offender by 2018, supposed to register, but case 4 in 2021, he's blowing it off. Strike 1 on playing straight.
Those plea deals are jaw-dropping. Over 100 years in case 2, shaved to an ankle monitor time and probation. The system's like, he'll sort himself out. Spoiler, he doesn't. Registration flops, revocation hits, and by 2024, he's preying on kids online.
Total time served, around 1,770 days. That's 1,400 from the first 4, 370 plus in case 5. The financial hit on Dustin, $7,741 and more pending. Max across all 5. If he would have got max, it would have been over 147 years if they would throw the book at him.
Early on, he's out after 211 days. 1 from case 1, 30 from case 2, 180 from case 4. That's it until revocations. By case 5, 29 years could flip the script. Now, victim F in 2015, a slew of 12 to 16-year-olds in 2024. This guy is a serial threat.
From his own family to kids on Snapchat, he's wrecked lives over and over, it seems to me. May 2nd, 2025. We'll see if justice finally sticks.
We'll be right back.
Hey, everybody, this is Chop from 69 South, man. While we're taking a little break, get up, get yourself something to drink, grab yourself a plate of food. But hey, look up shopcitadjules.com, man. Pick up one of our badass 69 South t-shirts. A portion of the proceeds goes to victims, and it helps support our show. Help keep the lights on here in the studio. We thank you all so much for listening. Everybody, just take it easy and enjoy life. That's what it's all about.
Now, let's take a step back here. I've been glued to this Dustin Brown mess, and it's been a gut punch following every twist and every turn, especially with what went down a few days ago.
What's got you rattled, babe?
So I was at this hearing on March 28th. Now, this was supposed to be a change of plea for that 2024 case, right? We don't have the full affidavit from that earlier big case where they dropped the rape and heavy charges, but we've got some sentencing crumbs to chew on. Anyway, I'm there, and guess who shows up? The victim from the dropped case number 2. Well, there was most of the charges dropped, but there was 2 counts that he did plead to. Now, this guy is in tears and just wrecked. You could feel his frustration when the judge pushed the hearing back.
Oh, man, I bet he was. Seeing that in person, that's pretty heavy. What was Dustin doing while this was all going down?
Now get this. He's playing dumb, acting like he didn't even know about the hearing. And word is his lawyer bailed over unpaid bills. But some new guy popped up on Zoom to confirm the reset. The judge ordered a pre-sentencing investigation to dig into Brown's whole history, criminal, social, everything. That's got me edgy.
PSI, huh? That could mean they're cooking up a plea deal, maybe one charge, like that level 4 felony, 6 years tops.
That's what I'm afraid of. 6 years for a habitual offender. He's got the record to push for way more. The victim's pain, though, if they drop an impact statement, it might tip the scales. But I don't know. Now, they reset that and set the PSI out, and there's another hearing on May 2nd. So hopefully it doesn't get dragged out even more.
Man, I could hear a little bit of upsetness in your voice when you was talking about that victim. Did that really get to you, seeing him there?
Well, seeing him break down, it hit me hard. It made me wonder if that raw emotion could sway the judge, push for real justice instead of another slap on the wrist deal. It's bigger than the legal back and forth. It's about what's at stake for the people he hurt.
Yeah, that's the heart of it. And now you're weaving that into this whole story. Where does it fit for you?
I don't know, but I just hope they put this guy away forever because it was just heartbreaking. And I mean, and not only was the guy there, I believe it might have been his mother or someone in that form of person for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do want to say that a lot of people on Facebook and stuff said that they didn't think that he was a Paragon
Reserve deputy,
yes. But I actually spoke to a police officer. I'm not going to mention his name, but he said that, and he's a pretty reliable dude too. He said that this Dustin Brown was a reserve cop in Paragon, and he was under Dave Zoller. And then when this cop started being a cop around Morgan County, he said this Dustin dude, every time he would go on a chase or something, like literally he said that, oh, these people got away. Oh, this person, I couldn't catch them. He said it was always some kind of bullshit story. So the dude wasn't a reserve cop for very long. I guess it was just all lies and bullshit. I mean, as you could tell by the dude's charges, what kind of dude he is.
Yeah, disgusting. Sorry, excuse for a human.
Anyway, so back to the courtroom. You said the poor dude that was what you thought was a victim was like crying and red-eyed and real puffy, like you could tell he was super upset.
Yeah, they asked me if I knew Dustin, and I'm like, hell no, I don't know him. I was like, I'm just here from the podcast reporting, and she smiled real big, and it was just like heartwarming, you know?
Was he on Zoom, or did they really bring his ass in there?
No, he come in clanking his chains. He's gotten real fat since I don't know, I guess it's like a meth looking picture that I posted.
Oh, definitely.
And then there's another picture where he don't look as strung out, but he's gained a bunch of weight, and he looked like a big old fat pumpkin walking in there in his jail oranges. And then, like, the court wasn't ready to go yet, and the bailiffs that were there didn't want him sitting in the courtroom with the victim. So they were cool, and they took him out of the courtroom until the prosecutor and the judge came in and got decided and everything. But I thought that was cool of him for them to remove him from the courtroom while the victim had to sit in there. Because, I mean, you could cut the tension with a knife.
And here we go, man. Another one of these people, just like teachers and security guys. Here you go, a fireman. And also, he's a baseball coach for little kids.
He was. He's not allowed to
Of
be
course
none of
he
that
was.
no more.
But did you think that he abused his coaching position to molest?
Absolutely.
I mean, is that what some of these cases are for?
Well, yeah, and then all he wanted to be a reserve deputy for was the title, like, oh, I'm a reserve deputy. And then that just comes with a sense of trust to some people.
Right. It's disgusting, really.
So absolutely he used his position. And I think he was just getting those positions to be able to say, oh, I'm this, and I'm a pillar in my community.
I know every
Piece of
time you
shit.
mentioned that he was a cop, like I said about the people on Facebook, it was like, I don't think he was a cop. Well, he really was. But
Like for a hot minute, though, I wouldn't even say, I don't think, I mean.
the people who wanted to voice about it wanted to stress that as far as anybody knows, that he didn't abuse anybody or do any of these crimes, using his badge
Right.
to do that. They did want me to say that on there. I would like to say about that Susie's place in Bloomington. If you're not familiar with what that is, that's like a safe place that you can go if you're a kid and you're getting abused by your parents, or you're getting abused or sexually abused.
And that's where you go to talk to him and tell him all about it.
Right. So if you have any problems like that going on, look up Susie's place, because it's a safe place. We've heard nothing but good things about that. Mm-hmm. And also, this is another case that one of the charges ran off of a tip from the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Yeah. Good for them. Boy, they're on it. They must have 10 people.
That tip came from Snapchat.
One of them did it. One of them came from
MEC again.
Yeah. Man, could you imagine you getting in trouble? I mean, I'm not saying for like child molest or anything, but could you imagine you getting in trouble and one of your things could be no internet? They might as well put you on probation for 100 years and give you the internet back.
I'm not going to be in trouble.
I know, but that must feel like you have to have internet to do damn near anything these days. Like you gonna mess up so bad that you can't even get on the friggin' internet. What the hell would you do? I remember 30 years ago when there wasn't no internet and we did fun shit. But now 50% of everybody's life, it seems like, is on the phone or, on something.
90% of the time it is.
But like if you go to fill out job applications or you go...
Social Security now is online, right, or something else. I don't know.
Or if you want to get and rap with Grok for a minute, trying to get his ass to tell you something or whatever. I don't know. I'm old school. I'd still have a messed up time living without the internet. I'm just being honest. We had quite a few people wanting us to do this Dustin Brown case. I hope you guys are happy that we put his ass on blast. So speaking of going to court dates, I had to go build some shit today, but Miss Julie got to go see one of our most infamous cases, peoples yet. You went to see who today, babe?
I had to look at Sonia Stafford today.
The old battle axe herself.
Oh, don't say that.
So didn't we hear that supposedly she was sending pictures of victims around and could possibly get bond revoked and or ass chewing from the judge today?
I heard that, but I didn't hear any. I mean, I heard about that before I went to court. It's kind of like a whisper in the winds,
right,
of stuff that's going on behind the scenes. But when I got to court, I didn't hear nothing about that. But can you believe Sonia Stafford had this shit-eating grin on her face through the whole entire court proceeding? I'm telling you, it's just like this grin that you just want to smack off of her.
I mean, you're pretty good at reading people. You think it was one of those nervous grins,
No.
or it was a I'm probably gonna get out of this bullshit. You're wasting my freaking time grin.
She had no remorse at all for not a thing she's done. When you look at that woman, she is pure evil, in my opinion. She did not have an ounce of remorse at all. And the only thing that she was worried about was getting her laptop back from evidence. And the prosecutor was like, we've made a forensic copy. That's what you'll get. You're not getting your original laptop back. Why would her attorneys even ask that? I mean, if they're good criminal defense attorneys, they're not. I mean, are you going to give somebody their gun back that they shoot somebody with?
I don't know.
Or are you just going to give them the test results from it?
I wonder if it's some kind of badass laptop or something. Because man, you can go get a laptop for $100 or $200.
She said she had
$300.
evidence that's going to help in her case on this laptop.
Oh, but they told her, oh, the digital download, they're going to give her everything that they found on her laptop, but not give her
Everything.
laptop back.
They extracted the whole laptop, and I guess, yeah, that's what they said. They extracted the whole laptop, and she's going to be getting a copy of it. And then we still have Brian Stafford's motion to dismiss. I don't know if it's some or all the charges, and that hearing is coming up on May 1st. And also on May 1st, there's going to be a walk for justice for the Stafford children outside the courthouse, I'm told, at 8 a.m. And if anybody wants to know about that, I do have the point of contact information for the person who's organizing that. You can DM the podcast or get in the comments to figure out more information about that. But it's going to be fun.
We also heard that the nice ladies down at the Centerton gas station are going to join in that walk. So,
yay!
Everybody, let's get together and go down there and strut our stuff for the Stafford victims.
Yes.
Well, lovely listeners, that about wraps up our story for this particular day's episode. We appreciate you listening in on us, and look us up on Facebook, on Twitter.
It's X now.
Oh, shows you how much I get on that shit.
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, all of them basically.
Chop and Julie kind of share this R69 South socials on both of our iPhones. So I'll be at work and I've got 3 million freaking notifications on her. I don't see how you keep up with it, man. I probably shoot as many nails roofing a house as you do checking notifications, and I got a nail gun.
It's never ending. I will tell you that.
But until then, go get you a badass 69 South t-shirt. Our spring logo is in the mix, and it is so cute and
It's
tight.
coming.
You guys will love it. Flowers all wrapped around vines and shit. It's pretty cool. But until then, until next time, have a good day, good evening.